Okay, good morning, everybody. Now let's start with Madhavi's question. So Madhavi, so let's
Yeah,
look at, I'll make you the presenter
I
and
okay.
let me make you the presenter. Okay?
Yeah. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
And this one is my web. It is showing hello null Sahai Troy. Means I am giving the first name,
Hmm.
last name, and city, but it's setting null. I don't know.
Uh,
You can see here also.
right. Anyone figured out why? So the first thing when you
I
told
can't
me,
see her screen though.
when
Yeah,
I can see her screen. So when you showed me something like that, Uma, you're trying to speak or someone?
yeah, I was looking. Yeah, I was looking at her screen and then trying to figure out where the problem is.
Right. So
Uma, can you see her screen? I cannot.
Yeah. You cannot?
No.
okay. So first thing that comes to my mind when you showed me something like this is any typo, any spelling mistake.
Okay.
I was carefully looking for FIRSTNAME and uppercase, lowercase, case sensitive, right?
Yes.
So I was looking for that and then go back to the browser and I was comparing this one and this one within, quickly, but I found something. I'll show you. Go to the browser.
Okay.
Um,
Here.
Bring that closer to me, closer to it. I'll show you something. I want that URL.
Here.
Can you highlight that URL? Can you read that properly and look at it? Slash hello world app slash MADHVI question mark. First name equal to Madhavi. Do you see something there? Do you see something odd?
Uh,
Do you see a space after question mark?
yes. Here.
Yep.
Okay.
So it is actually not just first name, it's a space first name is what it's taking. Okay, now try.
Okay. Okay. 1 minute. Okay. Thank you.
No problem, no problem. Anyone else having any issues? Anybody? Did you all try at
Yeah,
home?
I don't have any issues, but I have a question.
Absolutely. Sean, go ahead.
Yeah, the question is, see, for the calls of to PLSQL procedures from JDBC, I mean, like I should phrase it differently. I mean, like the JDBC programs with PLSQL in them. Do you have any example of that? I looked for it over there. I could not find.
I can't, I don't know. I mean, let's take it offline then
Okay.
because it's nowhere related. So,
Yeah, it's not related, but we have already gone past that.
right. No, anything related to servlets, the one we discussed last class.
No problem so far.
Okay, good. Anyone else?
I've got one problem. Good morning, Vinod. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, antenna.
Yeah, can I share my screen with you?
Absolutely. Yeah. Go ahead. We are seeing your screen.
Yeah, I'm trying to start the server.
Madhvi, hold your thought, okay? Sorry, no, Uma. I think you also you were trying to speak, so we'll get to you in a minute. Okay, what is that?
Yeah,
Big fat error, huh?
probably.
Okay, give me the control.
Control,
I'll.
would you please request?
I did.
Okay.
Let's take a look at it. So server stopped and console. Let's look at it. What is it? You don't do anything. I'll take over. Fail to initialized connector life cycle exception. Initialize component. I don't know why it's failing. So, okay. Did you try deleting it? Can you please put yourself on mute,
Yeah.
guys? If you're not speaking, not you, Antenna, but I'm just saying. Okay.
Okay.
So, did you try deleting it and try adding it? And
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Okay.
did it with Pivotal. I did it also with Tomcat.
You said install Tomcat.
Yeah. Probably I thought it could be the problem with the Pivotal, so I tried to do with Pivotal.
Okay. Which version of Pivotal? 3.0 and then Pivotal 3.0. Earlier, the older one was selected. So let's see. And then create a new instance off of base. And then I'll call this configuration name as N10. Looks like I lost that. No. Don't do anything, Antenna.
I'm not doing it.
Okay. Just, oh no, I don't have. I don't have the mouse control. Looks like anymore, or something. Okay, it's
Really?
doing something. So let's wait. Okay, let's try. 8080 already in use. Okay, it's reasonable. Let us change the port. Oh boy, the machine is too slow.
Yeah.
Extremely slow. I'll 1 second. Let's do it slowly. Oh boy, it's not even responding to any of my. Can
It's
you?
responding, but it's responding slowly, I think.
Right, right. You want to do development on this machine? Oh, why? $19.90, and then I don't see save, but let's save it. Okay, let's try starting and see what happens.
Yeah, Aloy.
Hmm?
The firewall is asking.
Look, give allow access. Click on that. Boy. Okay, looks like you're all set.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Thank you.
No problem, no problem. So a lot of times that's, as I told you, this STS seems to be buggy, really. It's like a Windows operating system. So you don't know what's going on there. You just restart your machine, everything works magically. Similarly, here also, try restarting, try cleaning your Tomcat. If it still doesn't work, delete the configuration and restart again, redo it again. Unfortunately, that's what we do it. Even at workplace.
Okay.
I'm using it. I'm using it for my professional development right now. So we have a WebSphere application server, but that's only in dev, QA, and production. Local development all happens in this STS. We are using it. The same configuration, whatever we are doing in class, I do it every day in job also. So mm, we can't debug. It's like it gives all sort of issues. So then if we can't figure out, just by looking at it, we know whether we can figure out or not. So it's like I was very unhappy, but that's what it is. So just delete it and reconfigure. Everything will be good.
All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Venkat, for deleting, you mean just right-click, delete that, delete, right?
Yes, deleting the server configuration. Yes, Sean.
Okay, and then bring it, and then so see, I'm a little scared about that. If I try to do that, then how will I bring it up again? How will I find it?
We just added a new server configuration, right? Right click,
Okay.
new server configuration, right? New server. Just add a new server.
Okay.
Don't get scared. What happens? What happens in the worst case? You'll delete everything and do it, right? No, that defensiveness will not give you anything, especially when you are in a learning stage. So um, be aggressive. Just do it. What happens in the worst case? I'm just a phone call
You're
away.
there. Okay.
Call me and then we'll do it.
Okay.
So you do it a lot of times. That's what gives you, be rough and tough and all of that. Then that gives you real hands-on. You know what I'm saying, Sean? Do it.
Yeah, I know.
Go
I know what you
crazy.
mean. But I'm not that kind of person actually. But anyway, I'll do that.
Sure. I'm completely like that. What happens? So, right? In the worst case, machine crashes. This is not end of life. Okay?
Yeah, but see, the fact of, investment of time and troubleshooting and investment, that's what I
But that's
really
all
always
learning.
count, actually.
The way I take it, all of that is learning. That's the
True.
so you are learning about the server to the next level. Okay? So you are taking yourself to the next
Yeah.
level. That's all.
Sometimes I am also scared.
I know. I mean, it's because you don't have, that much experience. You're not dealing with that much. So that's what I'm saying. Keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. If you're really stuck, give me a call. We'll solve it, and then I'll clear the path, and then you can rock and roll again. Right? Okay.
No problem.
Uma,
Thanks.
you're trying to speak earlier, I think.
Yeah. See, you wanted us to create a lot of web applications, right? So I was wondering how to create. Just go there and then create one more servlet like servlet 2, right?
Yeah, why not? Yeah,
Java resources. Yeah. Okay. Got it. That was
exactly.
fast.
Exactly.
Got it. Thanks. Yeah.
Yep, no problem. So, all the anybody else has any questions? Anybody? Starting from servlet phase, you would need my time. Okay, it's not just me talking on the whiteboard and explaining it. You will run into a lot of issues, for obvious reasons. You're doing for the first time, so you would need my help, and I'm here to help. Okay, if you think when you guys meet on Mondays too, I should be there. I'll not be there for the entire 2 hours, but maybe you consolidate all of your questions and then last half an hour you want me to join, I'll join. You would need my help going forward, especially from this point onwards. A lot of people in this class may not be able to help others, so it's because everyone might get stuck. So it's possible, but just give me a call. Anyways,
Yeah, that's not happening in the collaborative sessions nowadays. So
right,
stuck up with something and then
right. So let's see where you get stuck, and then so Madhavi wants to join too, and she wants to help also, and then also as I told you, if you guys think if you guys think it's a good idea for me to join in the last 30 minutes or so, give me a call or tell me, I'll just join. Not a problem at all. So anyways, let's
yeah.
Okay.
If you
Yeah,
have
sorry.
time
Go
at the
ahead.
end of the class, we have. Okay. Yeah, if you have time at the end of the class, we have some question regarding the DAO antenna. Can we discuss it at the end of the class because we had some issues, right? For the
yeah,
unique.
we'll do that.
Sure, yeah. That's
Okay,
good
thanks.
for
Okay,
you.
let's
All
do
right,
that.
thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yep.
Okay, Venkat, so far the servlets that you have done, where you were following the convention of attaching a 2015, like Core Java 2015, JDBC 2015, JDBC, like that. For the servlets, do you have any such convention?
I did not do it yet. So the reason is that's a great question. So you see here, the servlets. I used servlet 1, but it's already there. So probably
Lovely.
I'll change this to servlet 2015. We'll do it after the class today.
Okay, that'll be fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the last class we talked about servlets. I introduced servlets, and then do get and do post methods. We write the servlets. We implement the do get and do post methods. I know we didn't talk about do post yet. We will do it today. But if browser sends a request, a get request, HTTP get request, that is when do get method will be called by servlet container. So when browser makes a call, HTTP get call, okay, browser makes an HTTP get call. When you go to any website, just go to the user, go to the browser and just enter it. Okay, that's a HTTP get. That's a typical HTTP get. If that get is received by your servlet container, this is your servlet container, your Tomcat, right? It will identify based on URL pattern if you want to go to /orders, right? If you want to go to /orders, then it will identify the appropriate servlet like a order servlets. And then since it is a HTTP get method, I'm saying HTTP protocol level. Protocol level under the hood, you will see a HTTP get. Okay. So if get is received by servlet container, which is Tomcat, it will call do get method on your servlet. It will call do get method on your servlet. All you have to do in your do get is you just implement that method. You just write the real implementation. So let's say, help me here. We have all the customers in the database, right? So we have all the customers in the database. Right? We have in the customers table. Let's say we want to list all the customers. So we are building an Amazon website, right? So who is interested in all the customers? Probably, let's say shop admin or something like that. There is a guy who wants to see all the customers. Okay. because he got a call from one of them and he wants to edit one of the customers. Let's say for some odd reasons, he wants to see all the customers. So tell me here, this is database, right? Right? And then we wrote our DAOs here. We wrote our DAOs here. Right. So DAO is actually going to database and fetch the data, right? If I want to show all of these customers on the browser nicely in a tabular form like this, can any of you tell me or just give a try who would do that logic? Who will do what? Any thought based on, can you connect the dots based on whatever we did so far?
Our customer DAO.
Right. Excellent. Who will call? Who do you think will customer DAO? Who calls customer DAO to get the data? Let's answer that first question. Who calls DAO? Madhavi.
The servlet.
The servlet.
Excellent point. Excellent. Thanks, Shivan and Jyoti. So, who calls? Servlet.
Servlet.
Now, servlet switch method. Again, based on the method, based on your request from the browser. So, since we only talked about get so far, let's say there is a get method is requested from the browser. So,
Get all customer.
no. Servlet has two methods,
Oh,
right? Do get
basically,
and do post.
so basically, if the request, the HTTP request, if it is do get, then we call the servlet will call the do get method, and if it is post, like if we have a secured information there,
We didn't talk about
then
post yet, so nobody knows what the post is. Let's say we got a HTTP GET request from the browser, then do get method on your servlet will be called. Who calls do get actually? By the way, who calls do get?
servlet container.
Exactly, servlet
No,
container.
see, what I would think is do get is called by from the browser original request comes, right?
No,
And then goes to the container, and then that one calls. Okay, in that sense, yeah, container, yeah. You're right.
actually, maybe there is a small confusion, Showan. So let's look at it. I see where you're going. I clearly say from the browser, there is a method called these are HTTP methods.
gets.
HTTP methods. So
Okay.
HTTP has, when we send something from browser to any server, that could be google.com or amazon.com, whatever that one is, okay? HTTP, that protocol, we say that, hey, I'm using a get method. Hey, I'm posting to you. When you're later on, I'll get into the semantics. When you actually try to get from the browser, you will use get. When you want to post something to the server, you will post it. But forget about semantics for now. I'll use get. These are the methods in a HTTP world. We didn't talk about it. Agree? Get, post, options, delete, etc. Okay? So if at all there is a get request coming from the browser, then servlet container will call do get method on your servlet. Don't get confused. This is a HTTP protocols methods. These are all HTTP protocol methods. But here I am talking about the actual servlet methods. Do get is a servlet method. There is another method called do post. There is another method called do options, for that matter. If you care, we don't talk about it, but I'm just saying do delete. These are all the methods. Based on your HTTP methods, it actually calls these appropriate methods. But let's talk about this one. Do get. So your servlet container will invoke the do get method on your servlet, and what you have to do is, can anyone link it? You call the DAO, get the data. Now I got the data. Now I got the list of customers. My DAO returns list of customers. But do I pass the list of customers like this here? I want to pass. What does servlet give to the browser? Anyone? What does servlet give to the browser. Why is this a dynamic? Anyone? Servlet gives
HTML. It passes it in the form of an HTML actually.
Excellent. So
It
servlet
composes an HTML and gives it to it.
exactly. So servlet has to give HTML back to the browser. It's a dynamic HTML, right? And that HTML will be constructed by your servlet. So in your do-get, you call DAO, get the data from your database, and now using that list of customer Java objects, now you build HTML and give that HTML back to the browser, and then browser will just paint it. Any questions? Did you all understand?
I have a question here. It might. Yeah, I understood so far, but I have a question, but it might be a little bit off topic. But in one class, you said that from browser it goes to web layer, and from that to service layer, from that to JDBC, DAO, and then database. So where is the service layer here in between? I could see the rest of the other layers.
We did not talk about it. That's beyond the scope of anywhere near. We will introduce later. Servlet later, you are one step ahead, or maybe few steps ahead. So I'll not talk for now, but see here, servlet will call DAO directly for now. Later, probably in 2 days, I'll come and say that, you know what, or maybe next class, I'll come and say that, hey, it's not a good idea for servlet to call DAO. Let's put one more layer in between. But I will talk later, so I'll not talk about it. Right now, servlet is calling the DAO directly. Anyone? All of you understood that? All of you understood that?
Yes.
Excellent. Let's do. Let's do the same example, but I need your input. Let's be as conversational as possible. Last class was all me talking, and this class, I'm hoping you talking, me typing. Okay? Today is all code. We'll look at the real website. Okay? I will call this web application as servlet 2_2015. Okay? And then I want my servlet version 2.5. Sure, my server version is 3.0. I'm all good. And the context root, can one of you tell me, any of you, what is a context root?
The entry point in web.xml.
Entry point in web.xml.
Or the web.xml itself, maybe. I don't know.
Any other takes?
The slash, okay, now I remember. The slash hello2 that you gave?
Yep.
That's the point. That's the one which you map in web.xml with the server. Something like that, I think.
Anyone else?
In the browser, after localhost 8080, we give the context name.
Very good. All of you are correct. So, Venkat Krishna, are you trying to speak? See here, http:// your server name, your port, right? So, until this point, if you put 8080 or 9090, whatever that one is, right? So, until this point, you will go to your Tomcat. But now, Tomcat may house hundreds of applications, right? So, what is that? Where are we going? So,
application name.
Exactly. Your application context name is your nothing but your application name. And now your URL pattern, which takes you to a specific servlet in this application. So if you think it's too much, servlet 2 underscore 2015, you can change it. Just say servlet 2. Okay. Went ahead and clicked, right? So don't worry if at all you didn't know what you want to do there. So let's say right click. I want to run this as, oh, we didn't actually start anything, right? Okay, let's write the code and then I'll show you. So if you want to change your context name, double click on your servlet and then go to modules. These are all the modules or all the applications that are deployed. See here, this is your path. So you can change your path. So all the slash servlet 1 will be taken by this application called, this is a Java project here, Eclipse project called servlet 1. So if you want to change this to something else, ABC, go ahead, do it. Anyways, so now let's write a couple of servlets. So I have my JDBC code. Okay. Tell me, what is the first thing that I do? I want to write a servlet first, right? Can anyone tell me what do we call the servlet as? I'll call the package
Create
name
new servlet.
com Java Venkat, or let's take this guy out. Com training servlet. Okay. Com training. Let's give one name for all of this. Customers. Let's say customers, right? Or maybe I want to say some application name here, like a whatever that one is, right? Like Amazon, Redbox, anything, right? So let's say Amazon. And then servlets. So we'll write all the servlets here, and we will write all the DAO code in a separate package. It is generally common to do it that way. We typically do it that way. Com training Amazon, and then I'll say DAO. Okay. Sorry, I created it wrong. Okay. So looks like I created this guy direct for some reason directly in Amazon. Java resources. I did not click properly here, or something weird going on. Let's see.
No, you will create the servlet, right? There is in package and servlet also. In SRC.
Yeah, all the servlets will be here. All the DAOs will be here. So tell me, what do we call our servlet as? I want to list all the customers here, right? I want to go to the database and get all the customers. And then once I get all the customers, I want to create a dynamic HTML and send it back to the browser. So shall we call it list customer servlet? Because I'm listing out all the people here.
Yes.
List customers servlet. Okay. And then what do you want the URL mapping? By default, URL mapping is your servlet name itself, but I don't want this long name. I'll just say slash list. Slash list should take me to this particular servlet where I call DAO. Okay, this is where I call my DAO. You don't need this guy. Okay, this is where I want to call my DAO, right? So first, let's get the DAO code from here. Base DAO, customer.java, customer DAO, DAO JDB simple demo. Or demo, we don't need it. Demo is what? Your public static void main. So who is the client of your customer DAO in this example? Who is the client of your customer DAO in this example? Your customer DAO JDB simple demo, right?
That servlet itself.
But
Demo.
exactly. So in this particular case, demo is a client. But in the application that we are going to create, who is the client of our DAO? Our servlet, list customer servlet. So I don't need this guy. I need base DAO, I need customer.java, I need customer DAO, I need customer DAO JDB simple, and I need DAO exception. I get all of that, and then I put this guy in DAO. Simple, right? Anything else? I think that's it. Now, we look at this one. What is this one? OJDBC 6.jar. Anyone?
JDBC driver.
That is the JDBC driver. So, can anyone tell me what is the deployment descriptor in a web.x? Sorry. Can anyone tell me what is the deployment descriptor in a web application? What is deployment descriptor?
Web.xml.
Web.xml. Who is the other person speaking? Venkat Krishna, is that right?
This is antenna.
Antenna, I have a special question for you. Since you answered this, answer one more question. Where should I keep my deployment descriptor? In what folder? What location should I keep this? There is a special folder that we need to create, and then that is where the web.xml should be. Where? Nope. Nope. Nope.
No, there is.
Web
INF.
Madhavi is right.
Web content.
Web, uppercase web dash INF. This is exactly it is. You have to by heart. And then this is where web.xml is. Can I create a folder underneath anywhere in web.inf is possible? Can I put web.xml in web.inf underneath this one? I'll create a folder called antenna and then create web.xml here. Is that okay?
No. No.
This is not possible. Or any folder. This web.xml has to be directly under web.inf. Web.xml has to be directly under web.inf. So who dictates all of this, by the way? Since you guys are answering so many questions very nicely, who dictates all of this? Meaning, who tells you this folder structure? This is how it should be, you know.
Servlet container.
Servlet container doesn't say that. You're very close.
The
servlet Tomcat is same as Venkat Krishna. Tomcat is same as servlet container. You and Jyoti are saying the same thing, but pretty close. But be very specific. Exactly.
Content.
Servlet API or servlet spec. Okay. Servlet API or servlet spec. They said that web.xml, all the developers, they will put web.xml in web.inf folder is what they wrote. Okay, that's the Bible. That's how we follow it, right? So we put it this way. And they turned back the other side and then said that, hey, all the developers, I asked them to put it web.xml in web.inf. You guys also expect web.xml directly in web.inf. You meaning servlet container people. So Tomcat looks for web.xml directly in web.inf. That is why. because servlet API is for both the guys, for us developers and for them container developers. Anyways, now if at all any web application has some utility jar files like your JDBC jar file, if any web application that is deployed in a Tomcat or any servlet container, if that web application has any utility jars, any jars that its classes depend on, will be under WebINF, create a folder called lib or libraries. This stands for libraries. Create a folder called lib underneath WebINF, and here put your jar files: a.jar, b.jar, c.jar, foo.bar, jar, etc. All of your jar files should be in WebINF lib. All these while, how did we do that? Well, we put it anywhere. We created a folder called lib, but it doesn't matter. We can create a folder called Jyoti here. Okay, as long as we do this one, right click, build path, and then add to build path. Here it is not showing because they're already in the build path. As long as you add them to the build path, your Eclipse, go there and then right click, run as Java application. It will keep all the jar files in the class path automatically. That is all Eclipse magic. But here,
so question is,
can I finish my thought? I'm in the middle of something.
Sure. No problem.
So this is all Eclipse magic here, right? Once you have in the build path, that's how once you kick off your JVM, it will keep all these jar files in the class path and it will run your class. Now, we don't kick off JVM. JVM will always be running in the form of servlet container. Servlet container will always be running, and we drop our web applications there, meaning we deploy there, or we undeploy there, meaning backing off from that, right? So when we deploy this web application, all the jar files that it depends on within that web application, if you keep them in WebINF lib, okay, then all the jar files, it makes sure they are in the class path. All the jars that you placed in WebINF lib will be in class path of your Tomcat automatically. So when your web application is getting deployed, your servlet container will have no issues. A servlet container will be aware of all of these jar files that you placed in WebINF lib. The contract, again, servlet spec or servlet API, it says that, hey, all the jar files in WebINF lib, you load them as well, because those people will need them, meaning developers will need them. That is why, where do I put? Well, I'm telling you guys, okay, they turned back and told developers, hey, you guys put all the jar files in WebINF lib. And they turned back and said that, hey, you guys look for all the jar files in WebINF lib. It's again contract. Everything is contract, right? So that's the deal. All the jar files should be in WebINF lib. If they are in WebINF lib, they are automatically in class path for your container. Your container will automatically identify them. Okay? Now, Sean, what's your question, sir? Sorry, I wanted to finish.
See the lib. See the stuff that I put in lib. That also I have to really configure with build path, right?
That also have to be configured with the build path. Okay, that's a good point. I want you to understand something. You brought up a great point. Let me clarify something here. Here in this OJDBC jar file, we are not really using any of the classes from the JDBC library directly at compile time. We are not using it. All we say is driver manager.getConnection, which internally goes, registers all the drivers available, and then it tries to call that to get the connection, right? So we need this at runtime. All the jar files that you put it in WebINF lib are available for Tomcat at runtime. But sometimes, let's say you are working on some credit card validator, and then Showan wrote some nifty credit card validator class. He created a jar file and you want to use it. Credit card validator equal to new credit card validator. He want to use his class. Validator.validate will validate nicely for you. So you are depending on that at the compile time itself. At that time, you need to put that jar file again in your build path for your Eclipse. Because first of all, you need to be able to import it, right? So you have two different class paths. I want you to understand this: compile time class path and runtime class path. I think I'll come back and revisit this topic again. It could be a little shaky. Don't worry about it. So, but the good thing is Eclipse and tools like STS, Eclipse, these people have made our life easy. Whatever you put it in WebINF lib, they're automatically available for your Eclipse compile time class path too. So you don't have to really worry about it. That's the beauty. But I'll drop this OJDBC jar file here, WebINF lib. See here? So then that particular driver class is available, or all the implementations are available for me to take advantage. So that's all. What did we do? We didn't write a single line of code so far. We just copy pasted all the stuff, right? From our previous code. We just got all the DAO related code and then pasted here. And now let's write the actual code. I always close all the project except the one that I'm working on. It's very confusing, at least for me. If I have too many projects open here, in fact, more than one. If I have more than one open, then I get confused. So I highly recommend that. Anyways, so when somebody calls /list, go look at your web.xml. Your web.xml says /list. If somebody calls /list, it will take me to list customer servlet nickname. List customer servlet nickname is nothing but com training Amazon servlets list customer servlet, right? Now here do get. Let's do it. So what do I do here? Before I respond back with some HTML, what do I do here? I want all of your contribution here. Okay. This is why I spent more than 1.5 months so far to, really talk in detail about the fundamentals. We are going to connect every single dot from, here onwards, right? So help me here.
Customer DAO.
Exactly. Customer DAO equal to?
New customer DAO JDBC IMPL.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Okay. And then Madhavi or someone else. Next statements. Someone else. Oops, sorry.
Get all customers.
Fantastic. Get all customers will give DAOX. List of customers, right? What do I do here? List of
customers. Equal.
Thank you. This is why you worked on. And what is the error here? List cannot be resolved. So what do I do?
Import.
Exactly. Anyone? Only these two are speaking?
Import.
Yeah, thank you. Import. So how do I import, by the way? What is the Eclipse shortcut to import all of these?
Control 1 or...
Sure, you can go here and do a control 1, but there is a better one. Control
you can right click over there.
Control Shift O. Organize import.
Control Shift O.
Exactly. You just choose which list are you talking about, and then automatically. And what is this error? DAO.getAllCustomers. What is this? What does it error means?
we should handle the
Exception handle.
Exception.
What
You
is this
can
red
try
mark?
or you
What is
can
this
throw.
red mark meaning? Is this a compile time error or what? Who is throwing this red mark?
It's a compile
It's a
time.
checked.
Compile time error. Why is this a compile time error? Why is this? Why is compiler forcing me to catch it? Why?
Because it throws
Exception.
Checked exception.
DAO exception is a checked exception.
Checked
So
exception.
if it's a checked exception, then how many options do you have?
2.
Okay.
What are they?
You can catch it or you can throw it.
You can rethrow it. Absolutely. So what do you want to do in this case?
Try. You should do try now.
Try.
Catch.
Try
Okay.
catch.
So you are going with the option of 1, catching, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I used, did you look at it? I used this control 1 here. And then surround with try catch. I'm sure you know that. Okay, customers DAO equal to new DAO exception. If at all we get the DAO exception, what do? We just print the stack trace for now. Ideally, we have to tell user who is waiting on the browser that, hey, something bad happened, but we will worry about that later. We'll only worry about good scenarios for now because we are the best developers possible. So everything will go right. Okay. So what did we get so far? With this line of code, what did I get?
we got the customers
From where?
from DAO.
So from database, right? So
Yes.
here in this my nice beautiful diagram here. So what you are saying is, so far we did this part, right?
Yes.
So far we did this part, right? DAO. Okay, servlet made a call to DAO and DAO went to database and database gave the details to DAO. And here we all encapsulated result set and everything. We hide everything into the DAO itself and exposed nice domain, nice Java object called customer, list of customer, right? So we got here now, right? We are here. We got the list of customers. Good. So what do we do now? We got the list of customers. Shall we give the Java objects as is to browser?
No,
What
we
do
need
we
to
give?
create the tags, HTML tags.
We can use the response.
So what are those HTML? HTML, right? We have to give the HTML, right? Good. So how do we write HTML here? First of all, sorry. I'll finish my thought here. Just a small point here. My goal, I will tell you my goal here. This is what I wanted to write. So I wanted to write a simple table. HTML has a table like this, right? Table. Okay. And then table has
table heading.
Yeah. So table heading. And then table heading here we'll say
table row.
Table row. No, actually it's reverse, right? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Table row
First
has,
table row and then table heading.
Right. Actually, HTML5 has more details, but I'm not getting into that for now. So table heading. Here I'll say, something like this. First name.
Customer ID. Oh, first name, last
we don't need
name.
to show. We don't need to show customer ID. That's internal for us, right? Developers.
Okay.
Why do we want to show, right? First name, last name, right? Zip, etc. Right? We'll show all of this, and then I'll close my table row. Right? Now, this is my static HTML. Next, what do I do?
Table data.
No, one more table row. Okay. Now, I'll create one row for every person. Let's say, in this case, Venkat Krishna, right? Venkat Krishna is my first customer here. And then that is his first name. And then I'll say his last name is last name, right? Okay. And then I'll close one row. Are you getting it? What I'm trying to do here, this is one row in the table. And now I want to create one more row for, let's say, who is the second customer? Yuri. Okay. Okay. So I created one more row for who is the third customer? Uma. So this is how I want to do it. So, but this is all static, right? So what do I do here? Anyone tell me? Uma, can you tell me? So what do I do here? Here, this is my first customer TR, second customer TR, and the third customer TR. This is all good in a static case. But in the database, we may have in list of customers, we may have 10 customers or 100 customers. So how do I achieve this guy here? So if we have 100 customers, then we need to repeat this 100 times.
Using for loop.
Good job.
We go through for
Right?
loop to the list of
We use for loop and then we repeat this guy. We repeat this guy 100 times or how many number of times that we have there. But this is all constant. This is all constant. You guys agree? This first name, last name, these headings are same. Okay, even the table, everything is same. So let's do that. So first, what do I do? I'll use response dot get writer. Oops. So I'll get the print writer.
Print writer.
Sure. Out equal to now.
Venkat, there is a write and print method for the print writer. What is the difference between the print and write?
What is the difference between print and write? We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Those are actually nothing to do with servlets. They're actually part of Java IO, Jyoti.
Wanted to know because both are available.
Yep. I'll tell you. HTML body, and then this is all IO package, by the way. But we use this IO. It's actually under the hood. A stream will be open. A pipe will be opened. So HTML body and then table, right? Table and all is constant, and then this whole thing we have to do it. I'm creating a one table row for the headings, right? TH.
And now heading.
TH first name. Agree? All of you? Hey, what are the details do we have in the database? Can one of you tell me? First name, last name.
Last name.
City, state, zip code, I believe, right?
Address.
Address.
State,
oh, address
code.
also. Yeah. Thank you. Address, city, state, zip code. Okay. Address, and then everyone getting it? Okay. This is all constants, and then we'll close the TR, right? This is all static. Why is this static? Because we want to show the first row as headings. Headings are all constant anywhere, right? And now what do I write? Can one of you tell me, please? Now what's the next code that I write? Excellent. For
customer.
Loop. Yeah.
Yep, for each loop. Thank you, Shailaja.
Customers.
Yep. Sure, tell me now. Now tell me.
Customer dot.
Customer dot?
It's first name, I think so. Yeah, get first name or.
Sure. So what do we do with this one?
Just add that to HTML tag, the row.
Tell me how. I'll take a first. So for each customer, we are going to add one row, right?
Out that right.
So look at here.
Yes.
For each customer, the reason it is dynamic HTML, the reason the websites are so dynamic, okay, are because of this one. Because we are writing on the server side all of this dynamism. If we get from database, we get 100. This goes through this 100, and we'll get 100 rows. So every user gets the feeling that, wow, this HTML is written exclusively for me. Yeah, that's right. Because we're using nice little things here, right? So So for each customer that we have in the, coming from the DAO, we give one TR for him. Okay, one TR, and then again we write out.write, and then we do TD this time, table data, and then we'll do custom. Okay, now I'll have to do this one. This one is a Java code. Understand? This is a string HTML, and this is a Java code. Now, what happens if I put this guy here directly here? Would that work? Yeah. Anyone tell me? Would this work?
No, it will treat it as HTML.
What does it print as?
And
In the browser, what does it show? In the browser, it will show as customer.get first name. It will not resolve it because it doesn't know it. So this is a Java code. So Java code will be resolved if the customer.get first name, in this case, is probably Yuri, then it will replace TD, Yuri, and then closing of TD. Right? Right? This is how it will do it. This is why it's dynamic. Are you getting it now? Why it's all very exciting? Now, this is first name, and then the next one is last name. Uma, following? Last name?
Address.
Address?
Address.
City. State.
And then zip. Uma, you there? Zip code? That's it, right? And then what do I do?
Yeah.
How come you're not speaking? So, are you following?
Watching.
Are you following? No problem, right?
Yeah. No. I'll ask you if I have some questions.
So TR started here, TR closed here, and in between we did all of this, right? That's it. Fantastic. Anything else? Oh, we wanted to close the table, we wanted to close the body, and then close the HTML, right? The boring stuff. I want to close the body, close HTML. It's all reverse now. Close HTML, close body, and close HTML. That's it. Fantastic. You wrote your first servlet from browser. I'm not sure how much excited you guys are. From browser, you are going all the way till server side. Okay. And then the servlet went to DAO. DAO went to database. Database gave the data back. All of the results had everything encapsulated. See this one. Look at the client of DAO. Look at the client of DAO. That guy has no clue that it went to database and got it. I don't know. It's all hidden. It's all encapsulated nicely. Okay? And then give me a nice customer object. I don't care whether under the hood you have result set, under the hood you're reading from a file or something. Look at my client's code. If you change from JDBC to Hibernate tomorrow, I'll just come back and do a new Hibernate impl. Even that one, we don't need to do it once we learn, more advanced technologies like Spring. It's even more configurable. Okay? See here, it's all DAO. My coding to interface, left side is all interface. Only right side I'll see it. Make sense? Makes sense.
I have a question at this point.
Sure. Showan, Venkat Krishna, hold your thought. Showan, you go first.
Okay. The question is, when you coded that customer DO implementation demo earlier on, that time, although you have throws exception, you didn't put try catch block. That was a different one of the two options. But I remember I took a copy. Initially you did not put throw exception nor try catch block, and I have a copy of that.
All right.
But it did not give you any error. It did not force
point. Excellent point. I'm not going to answer. You answer for me. If somebody asks in the interview, Showan's point is in somewhere in my previous batch, not here, last batch. Okay.
No, in here only.
Okay, here only. I'm just.
But doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah. right. Here are some in the previous batch. My DAO was throwing the DAO exception, but compiler did not force me to either catch it or rethrow it. That is what Shovan is saying. What could that be? Anyone? Anyone? My compiler did not force me to either catch it or rethrow it. Why would that be?
It is a runtime exception.
It's a runtime exception or
So
unchecked.
what do you mean by runtime exception? Meaning which one is defined as a runtime exception? So you are saying that the DAO exception is designed as a runtime exception, right?
We can customize means.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
Because we
DAO
added.
exception
Right.
has been designed as, I'm sorry. Sorry, we're speaking. Yeah. So DAO exception has been designed as a runtime exception in that case. That is why compiler did not force him to either catch him or rethrow it. But here we designed this DAO exception as a checked exception. How? All the checked exceptions extend from java.lang exception. All the runtime exceptions extend from all the runtime exceptions, they extend from java.lang runtime exception. Now you go and look back in your code, Shovan, you can answer yourself. Okay, that's one of the popular interview questions too. Excellent point. So we went to database, got the data, created a dynamic HTML and giving it back to the browser. Awesome. So can't be more exciting day than this, right? So this is what you've been waiting for the last probably month and a half. I don't know, maybe more. So run on server, always use this guy. And now we have two applications. Earlier I was saying, two applications running on one server. See here, two applications are running in one server. Okay. Yeah, I'm not trying to remove it. Okay. So now, so servlet 2 is the new context name for the new application that we just built, right? Right? Servlet 2 is a new application that we just deployed. I'm trying to go to home page of this guy. Why is it throwing my 404? 404 means page cannot be displayed, meaning resource not found on the server. Sorry, boss, I don't understand what you're saying. Sorry, I can't find anything at the home page is what it's saying. It's because, anyone?
XML.
It's because you have not defined.
HTML.
Right, you have not defined your home page here. If you want to go to home page, then you need to provide one of these welcome file. But it's okay. I'll worry about that home page later. But for now, I want to go to my list. How do I go? Yes, Uma, good job.
List.
/list.
List.
E, big fat exception. Big fat exception. It's saying no suitable driver found JDBC : Oracle : thin : at localhost 1521 XE. No suitable driver found. It couldn't find any of them. Why? No suitable driver found. Why? Anyone?
We need
Probably
JDBC file.
jar.
OJDBC 6 was not there probably.
Yeah, jar file.
The OJDBC 6.
Okay. Okay. Let's think like a JVM, right? For a second. So no suitable driver found for JDBC : Oracle : thin localhost 1521. So The first one is, let's go to properties, Java build path. Okay, your web app libraries, OJDBC6 is there. Okay.
Okay.
So your web app libraries, OJDBC6 is already there. And so it's there in the class path, right? No problem there. And in your references, in a specific way, JavaScript, let me go to Java perspective here. You can go to web app library, see here, OJDBC6 is there. And there is a driver actually that's looking for it. No suitable driver, Oracle JDBC dot Oracle.jdbc dot where is that guy? Driver. And what is the kick? What is the first class that we do? This guy, Oracle driver. This class, right? Anyone? It's not fair to expect from you also. In DAO, if you look at it, and when we try to get the connection here, right? So in the base DAO, you're calling the driver manager that get connection. We are calling the driver manager that get connection. Do any of you remember one point I mentioned here? We wrote one line of code here. We removed it because as part of JDK 6, we don't have to do that anymore when you are running a standalone JVM.
For class?
Class
name. Class dot for name. Yes.
So you need to load the driver explicitly for this web app container, this web application container, servlet container to understand or register or to load these classes, because these classes will not get loaded like your standalone JVM. You have to insist your JVM that when you say class.forName, at the class loading time itself, it will go and load these classes. Okay, oracle.jdbc.driver. Oracle driver. So you are forcing JVM to go and load this guy. Okay, now, yeah, this guy class.forName method throws this class not found exception. So we have to do surround with try catch. What do we do if class not found exception is thrown? Well, we'll just print the stack trace and we are swallowing the exception. It's not a good. There is no way it's a good design, but we don't worry about it for now, right? Let's load the application now.
Can we replace it with the exception right now?
Sorry, what did you say?
Can we replace it with the DAO exception?
You mean here?
Yes, right now.
Rather than observe what Lee was trying to say. What he's saying is that rather than catching it, rather than throwing a SQL exception, one option is you can throw SQL exception and also class not found exception. Or if you don't want to do this, you can do it his dad, which is exception directly. Can't I get away with this one? You definitely can get away with this one. Absolutely good idea. But the small point is your DAO is actually catching only SQL exception. Now you need to change all of your DAO methods to catch the exceptions also. That is why I swallowed the exception. Did you understand?
Yes.
That's the reason. That's all. But the point that you brought up has a very valid point. And it's a great point. Did you look at it now? So when you made /list, it went to servlet. Okay. Since you made a get, Since you made a get request, okay, it went to servlet and it called the do get method there. Now inside the do get, you call DAO, DAO went to database, database gave the details, and now servlet has a list of customers. Now it looped through the all the customers that it got and then built a nice little HTML table, dynamic HTML. But this looks ugly. This is very, very ugly. I've never seen, this is not a table at all actually, right? So let's make it, now let's put little more, let's make it little readable. Okay, I don't like this. This is not called HTML. So let's do it. Let's put some fonts. Let's put some, you have a nice here, right click and then close
Border.
others. Close others. Then you can close all of them. Yeah. So table, first of all, just by adding border equal to 1, I believe. This itself will give a nice little border, I think. Let's look at it. You wait until that gets, because we changed here, right? We changed this class and then it will reload the whole application. Hey. Something is horribly wrong. If you look at it, all of them are shown there. So we did something wrong. TR opened, TR closed. The first one is good, I think, but the second one, TD / TD, TD, TH, 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 something we didn't do right. So if you look at it, all the first name, last name, and everything is inside the first TD. Yeah? Why? TR? We opened it. Why did not go here? First name.
No, you need to change TD to TH.
Where? Here?
I don't. Yes.
No.
No, not here. Maybe downstairs. In the loop.
In the loop, TD to TH, table data, right? Table data is correct. Yeah, something TR. Oh, why? Let's generate the actually.
In border, we can do the front slash table border is equal to 1 front slash 1.
No, the point is why all of this going into one TD, right? It is showing, it is behaving.
What about using a break or increase some kind
of
data?
Hey, look at it, look at it, look at it. Why is it going all the way to 1? Look at it, look at it. Boy, small typo. Look at it. Come on, you guys didn't catch this one? I was struggling. See that? We didn't close it properly. That is why all this TD is going into one TD. I was like wondering, why is it going to the first one only? Under one heading, all are going. Yep, that's what it is. Much, much, much better, right? Now we'll do border, and then how else can I make this look a little better? Is it better now? I mean, not bad, really not bad. I wouldn't say this is a really website or anything like that, but it's sort of okay. You can add some fanciness. Table border color, I think. See, these are a lot of things are actually changed in HTML5. We can't use a lot of things. So let me So it looks okay. Now border color, there's something called border color equal to blue, I believe. Let's say. Yeah, it didn't take. HTML table border color. You must have gotten an idea how bad my HTML skills are. So you can use border color, collapse borders, horizontal text alignment, table padding, table color. Okay, table color, huh? Border. Okay. See here? We can give, oh, nice. So let's give this guy. We can give CSS also. We can give directly like this. There is in table, we can give something like style equal to, you can put the whole CSS here. Border, one pick, solid green. Let's see if we get the same E. No, we did not get it.
Will there be a semicolon within the code? I think you put a semicolon there.
Probably we don't need
it.
Is
that right?
You are right, I think. No, border one picks. I think style equal to border one picks, solid green. I think there is a semicolon. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a good catch. I forgot this one. Whoever that one is, I forgot this guy. Yeah. Then maybe semicolon. I don't know. May not be.
It's a matter of throwing the dice.
Oh boy, this is such a this is like a 101 HTML. This is a day one of HTML. If you don't know, this is why I say I'm that bad. Okay, this is definitely day one of HTML. So border one peg solid green, style equal to this is your style, table style. Maybe we have a semicolon there.
But what is the manual saying?
We need to define everything for the columns too, probably in the R tags.
What did he say?
We need to define the same style in the R tags, probably this time, because we defined it only for the table. And
but apparently this new HTML, you are right. See here, actually TH, we have to put this style with everybody. Actually, let's go copy this guy as is. Let's not put this guy. Let's put this table. Let's leave this table as is. And now what we'll do is we'll copy this guy, the whole head. Let's put this guy. Let's not put a body here. Okay. Let's put out dot right. All of these pains I want you to understand, because all of these are I'm going to use in my next class, that you are trying to write, because all of this is happening because you are trying to write HTML in Java. That's the problem with servlets. So servlets are great, but the problem is you are trying to write HTML in Java, which is ridiculous, right? So that is why there is a better technology for us. So that is what we talk about in the next class. So, okay, I think that's good. all of this. This is how you provide your CSS, by the way, for your really. And then for all the table, TD, TH, that's what it is for table. And then for TH, you providing some background color, etc. Color equal to white, blah equal to blah. Now let's close style and let's close head. Okay. So you're trying to, all of this pain is because you're trying to write HTML in string in Java. That's the biggest problem. So we will understand all of this pain. Yes, first of all, we got it. This looks much, much, much better. Okay. W3 schools, thanks. So this looks much better. I'll use this. Okay. So this is dynamic, right? What do you mean? What do I mean by dynamic? Well, let's go to database and then let's delete one guy and then it magically changes here. We don't have to do anything, right? So let's do that. Okay. So this is our OMS schema, and then we'll say select start from customer. So we have the same number of customers. Let's look at it. We have these 5 people in the database. Look at it. Yuri, Venkatakrishna, Uma, Shovan, Leena. We have 5 people here too. Let's go ahead and delete Leena from here. I'll show you. Delete from customer. Where? ID equal to 5, right?
Customer ID equal to 5.
Oops, customer ID. Oh.
Cool.
Okay.
Commit.
Leena is gone? Leena is not gone. Why?
Commit.
Anyone else? You just wait for a second, Sean. Why?
Refresh.
Okay, I'm refreshing. Every single time I refresh here, it's actually going to database and getting the same Leena back. Anyone? Let me see how much you understood.
Yeah, because it's a primary.
We did not close the connection earlier. The same connection is there.
So?
Maybe or no, it's a customer ID 5.
Think about what Shovan just said. Delete with cascade. Come on, let's not make. Let's not complicate the things, guys. Let's not complicate the things. Let me explain here, okay? Let me explain. I know I briefly mentioned it before about the transactions, but probably now it's you can understand. See, we have the database here, right? Right? And now here we have SQL developer.
Oh, no.
We have SQL developer. And now we have your JDBC based client, right? We know your JDBC based client coming from Tomcat, right? Inside the Tomcat, you have JDBC based client. So now here you have a table. right? You established a connection to this database from SQL developer. You opened a connection here. Okay. You opened a connection here and you went and deleted this guy here. But you did not commit because your auto commit is off. And then you did not commit the changes. When you did not commit, okay, when you make a next call within this, you will see your changes, but the other people will not see it. When other people tries to get it, they will not see it because you did not commit the changes. Once commit meaning, until you make the commit, those are sort of deleted only for you. Those are deleted. All the changes are written in a small whiteboard. Once you say it's commit, then it's saying, hey, I fully made up my mind, go delete from database permanently, or apply my changes permanently, whether it is an update, whether it's insert, whether it's something else. Same thing. You did not commit. Just got it? But once you issue a commit statement here, now your transactions are final. Now anyone else in the world can, another JDBC client, another SQL Oracle, everyone else can see it. You try to open another instance of SQL developer and then try to connect it, he will not be able to because you made one more connection, right? So that's how the transactions work. And all you do is just a simple commit. That's it. Now go to browser. Lena is gone. Make sense? And same thing with insert too. Yuri, the record is still there. It has to do with transaction control. Yes. Okay. Sean, you want to add something?
Yeah. See, I want to ask. See this class.forName.
Okay.
Okay. See in my previous things JDBC, you had given get connection. Okay. The class.forName was there, not necessarily there in every place. Why is it required actually? Is that part? I mean, necessary? If you just tell me that it's mandatory, I'll use it. But
sure.
That's all.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. 1 second. Something weird happened. I remove. Looks like I closed everything. Let's exit. Yeah. So class.forName. When you use class.forName, you're actually forcing JVM class loader to load that particular class when application is loaded. Okay. Mm-hmm. So the reason it is not required in a standalone JVM case is that when JVM kicks off, okay, when you are kicking off the JVM, it will automatically look everybody in the, it will automatically load all the classes that are there in my class path. But in the case of web application, you are not kicking off a separate JVM, right? It's already there in the form of servlet container. Servlet container is a simple public static void main. You know that, right? Your servlet container, your Tomcat is nothing but a simple Java-based application, public static void main. We can write a Tomcat like server 2. It's, I mean, I know I'm not saying it's really simple, but I'm saying it's a simple Java-based Java-based application. It's a simple public static void main that they'll just under the hood open port based on whatever you're looking for, right? So JVM has already started. Now, once you deploy the app, now your Oracle driver has not been loaded by Tomcat. When would a class be loaded? A class will be loaded by JVM class loader when it is first used, or when you call any of the static methods, or static block gets initialized, or when you first time instantiate it. But you are not doing any of that stuff. You are not using it in your code, right? But you want that to be loaded because someone else is using under the hood JDBC impl, right? So in that case, what you have to do is you have to force JVM, hey, can you please load this guy into yourself? Because I'm going to use it. Someone else will be using it. Okay. So that is the way to force JVM class loader to load a particular class. And it's not required in the case of standalone JVM starting. This is again, I told you that day, starting from JDK 6. Before JDK 6, everyone, doesn't matter whether you are running standalone or not, you must write this class.forName. In fact, we wrote it, we erased it. I wanted to show you what's the feature that got introduced in JDK 6. Okay.
Yeah, actually, I asked you because I've noticed that class.forName in other kinds of Java applications too.
Yes, class.forName is, if you know, see here, this is another way. You don't need to put class.forName. You can do something like Oracle driver, OD equal new Oracle driver. Just saying like this. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oracle.jdbc.driver.oracle. If you write this line of code, okay, if you write this, you can safely remove it. The reason I'm saying is somehow JVM needs to load this particular Oracle driver class. When would JVM load it? When you call it for the first time, or when a static block gets initiated, when you invoke a static. There are certain ways in Java language specification, JLS, we call it. So JLS has provided a clear spec of in what case the class gets loaded. Okay, when you first time use it, but we are not using it. This Oracle driver will be kicked off by one of the classes here. We don't do it. When you do a driver manager.get connection, it is looking for a class, this class, but it's not there. It is not there. I don't see, since this guy has not been loaded, this guy has not been registered as a driver with the driver manager. That's why I'm forcing for this class to be loaded. And make sense?
Yeah. Actually, in fact, I've seen that they are really writing a class angle bracket question mark in that, and then putting a variable.
Yep.
And then equal to class.forName, and within bracket whatever you're passing. They're catching the return value.
If you need to get handle to that particular class. Okay. Don't tell me Angular brackets. This is what is this called? What is this concept called? Anyone? Huh? Anyone?
Generics.
Exactly. So don't tell me Angular brackets question mark, and this question mark is called wildcard.
Yeah.
Wildcard. Okay. So you are saying, hey, I don't care about the type of the class. It's a generic class. So that's what you're saying here. So, but we don't need to get handled to that one. Okay, let's not spend too much time here. Okay.
I have just a quick question here.
Yes, Antenna.
On the transaction management on the database.
Absolutely.
What you did was you just go back to the SQL developer, the Oracle, and then you did it, and then you try to commit there. What about in the serverless? Is there any way that we could manage the transactions?
That's a great point. That's a great point. So what his point is, what his Antenna's question is that, hey, what happens? We are going to write a new servlet right now, okay, in few minutes, where we are going to insert a customer from browser. Here we nicely give these text boxes, first name, last name. We'll insert him, Antenna, details, and then submit. Will it submit, or do you have to do any transactions? Okay, first of all, servlet does not care about the transactions. Okay, servlet is for web applications to take the request. Okay, so servlet obviously handle to DAO. So by default, when you get the connection here, when you get the connection and when you close the connection here, okay, and your connection by default set auto commit to true, and also you're actually closing the connection, meaning everything whatever you wrote to the connection will be flushed out, meaning everything will be committed. And by default the connection that you got from connection that you got from driver manager, by default auto commit is set to true, meaning the moment you write, the moment you insert this, okay, the moment you insert this one, it will be inserted into the database. So we don't have to do transactions, but transactions are very important, right? So if you want to do these transactions will not help here in this particular case where you are only inserting into one table, but you may want to insert into customer table, and then you may want to update orders table, you may want to delete something else. You're doing 4 different things, and if anything fails, like a third one fails, fourth one fails, I want to undo what I did in step 1 and step 2. That is transactions. I want to undo, meaning what's the technical term for that? I want to roll back that piece. At that time, what you want to do is in connection, there's something called a set auto commit. So now you put set auto commit to false, and you do whatever you need to do it. By default, it is auto commit false, meaning you have to explicitly commit yourself. Oracle does not, it does not do it automatically. You have to explicitly commit by putting this auto commit false. This is what the default setup for your SQL developer. That is why SQL developer behaved that way. Did you get my point? I'm done. I'm done speaking. Did you get my point?
Yeah.
Wonderful. So now, okay. So Madhavi, for your question, right?
Yeah. If I have 2 applications, and then where can I copy the JDBC jar file?
Anyone wants to answer?
My opinion is in both places.
Application?
In all the applications, you need to do it, and wherever you have the JDBC interaction.
Right. Exactly.
That's it. That's the answer.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for pitching in. So every web application will have its own home in your servlet container. Okay, so this guy, whatever the jar files that it depend on, you have to carry. Whatever the jar files that you depend on, you have to carry. You bring your all of them, and then servlet container will provide the home. It will actually load. There are certain jar files that you automatically get from your servlet container itself. Okay, server automatically provides there's something called server lib. It will certain jar files, it automatically comes with it, but something like JDBC jar, definitely servlet container will not provide that. Every application, maybe this application is pointing to Oracle, this application may be pointing to Microsoft SQL Server. So you have to bring your own jar files. Okay. So far.
But Venkat, I read one thing yesterday about this jar file.
Sure. Tell me.
That is, see, if you have a certain directory where a lot of jar files are there, maybe pertaining to a certain type of application, what you can do is you can just do a build path from there. You don't have to copy it to your lib. You can directly build path from there. It will reference.
Absolutely, you can. Those are called external dependencies.
So I can external dependencies. Yeah, right. So I can put the OJDBC6, which Madhavi is asking, in some common place wherever I've downloaded, and then I can directly reference over there.
You can do it only for the non-web applications, but here we are speaking about the web applications. In the case of web application, in the non-web applications, we can put it wherever we want because we are kicking off the JVM. I want you to understand, everyone, this particular, very good point, Sean. I want you to understand this particular, difference. See here, when you go to the Java build path here, there's something called add external jars. So here I can add from anyone. If someone gives me and I put it here somewhere in my Java running, Showan somewhere here, okay? So I can add that guy directly from downloads. I can directly put this guy. I can do any dance here, but because I'm kicking off the JVM here, right? This is all Eclipse thingy, but here we are talking about the servlet container, and actually servlet container is kicking off JVM, and then you are actually deploying your web application there. So that means all the required jars for your applications you have to carry, and you have to tell, it's up to the servlet container to load those classes. So the contract between you and servlet container is that all the jar files, you place them in webinflib, then it will add them to the class path. If they are not there in webinflib, even if they are not there in webinflib, then it will not add. Simple. It will not be in the class path. So what you said works only for the standalone Java applications, but from here onwards, your thinking have to be a little different. We are not kicking off JVM. We are not writing public static void mains anymore because someone else is doing it, and we have to follow the standards. We have to follow the contract and put in appropriate places. Okay? Okay. Now, HTTP GET. So HTTP has two important methods, even though there are more. HTTP protocol has two important methods. One is GET, one is POST. So GET is typically used when a browser sends a request to server to give me back something. Okay, that's when you use HTTP GET. This Chrome has, almost all the browsers nowadays have something called developer tools. Just do a F12 function, F12, right? If you do a F12 on the right hand side, see here, this is called developer tools. It tells you under the hood what is going on here. Go to, you can go here actually. You can go and look at what's going on here, everything under the hood. What are the style sheets? Okay, CSS, JavaScript. You can do a lot of things. Very, very powerful tool. Click on this network and then keep this guy open and then go enter, right? See here, what you made is you made a request for list and then method is get. So who is sending it? Your browser is sending a get, HTTP get to the server. That is why your servlet container understand that, oh, this guy is asking, this guy is requesting this resource /list on a HTTP get. Okay, let me call do get method on the associated servlet. And then once the request comes back, status 200 means okay, meaning everything went well. It came back up from the response. Type is text/HTML, and then size is the size of the payload, meaning the size of the data that came back is 751 bytes, and it took 28 milliseconds. Okay, it gives a lot of information, but I wanted to show that this HTTP GET. So what I'm saying is, browser is sending a HTTP GET in the case where, in the case of list. Now, what I want to do now is, from browser, I want to post some information to the server. This is browser and this is server. I want to fill some information. How many registration forms have you seen? Hundreds probably, right? You go to Amazon.com and create a new account. You enter your first name, last name, blah, 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 and then just say submit. Once you submit, What browser is doing is browser is sending all of this data for server to do something. It's not getting from something. It's actually we are posting something. We are posting data to server. We are posting data to server. At that time, we use HTTP post method. When HTTP post method is called, so your servlet container will respond by calling your do post method. At that time, you need to write all of your method in do post. So when you post data from browser to server, you will use this HTTP post method. And when would you use that? In all the forms. In all the forms. Something like you might have gone to a lot of like I'll show you. Come on. Sorry, my browser is something that's acting again weird. One second. Let me take this down. Okay, look at it. So if you have the username and password on chess.com, you can enter it. But if you're a brand new guy, get started. It's free and easy. So username, password, retype password, valid email, and then once you create an account, then it asks you your first name, last name, all the details. So when you have, this is called text box. Okay, this is called text box. This is another text box. So this is where we enter the data in the text boxes. Once you click on this guy, browser is posting all of this data to the server. It is passing all of this data to the server. And your do post method will be called. And then you can get all of these pieces of information. How do you get from all of this? Remember in HTTP GET the other day, if you want to pass some extra piece of information, we used question mark, first name equal to something, last name equal to something, and first name equal to something, and last name equal to something, and city equal to something, and zip code equal to something. Remember? That is called query string. That is called query string. In HTTP GET, you can pass the extra piece of information using something called query string. Query string is nothing but first you will have your URL and then question mark, name equal to value, and name equal to value, and name equal to value, like that. Okay. This is all called query string. It will be shown in your URL bar here. In the URL itself, it will be shown when you pass some extra piece of information in HTTP GET. But when you post all of this information in post, one, it will not be shown in your browser URL here. It will be actually passed under the hood. Browser, as part of HTTP body, it will pass all of this information. Your first name, last name, or username, password, retype password, valid email, all of this information will be sent. It will not be shown. The only difference between query string and HTTP body is it's exact same, but it will not be shown in the browser URL. And there is one more difference. In query string, you can only send up to 255 characters. In GET. But in post, you can send unlimited data. You can send anything. You can send the whole zip file. Okay? But on the servlet side, there is no difference. Meaning, once the do post method is called, you can get the same information using request.get parameter, whatever that one is. In the text box, I'll show you request.get parameter of request.get parameter. It's the same thing that you get it. Here, when you show, this is called web application form. It's called form. FORM form. This is like you're filling up the form on a paper, right? On a piece of paper. Once you click on it, this form can specify whether I'm posting it as a get or I'm posting it as a post. HTTP get or HTTP post. If it is a HTTP get, then it will append all these details into URL, your URL string. But if it's post, then it will not be shown in the URL string. Rather, it will be under the hood as part of HTTP body. Make sense so far? I'll show you with an example, but I can take questions also. No questions? Let me show you with an example what I'm saying here. So my goal is I want to create an HTML page like this. Just plain simple HTML page exactly like this. I mean, not exactly like this, but with our requirements, first name, last name, city, state, zip, address, etc. Right? Let me create that first. Where do I create all of my HTMLs? In web content. Okay? Here you can create your own folder structure. Here you can create Shailaja. And then you can create your own HTML. So, but I'm creating directly in web content, and I'm calling this as HTML file, and I'm calling this as add customer or add.html or add customer.html. Sure. Okay. So here you have HTML, you have head, you have body. Inside the body, if you want to post all of this information to the server, somehow either HTTP get or post method, whatever that one is. If you want to send all of this information to server, you need to use something called form. You need to use something called form. I'll tell you what that action is. We'll talk about that. So within this form, you need to create these check boxes, these input text boxes, check boxes, radio buttons. There are a lot of types. I'll show you some. I'll show you basic text box. Input, there is a tag called input. So that is where it gives you a nice simple box like this for you to enter. And once you submit, it will be sent to server side. I'll show you. Input type equal to text. When you say input type equal to text, where is the design of this? Open with. See here, it will be shown like this. Text box will be shown. Now, we'll make it a little fancy. So we'll say first name. Okay. So please enter your first name here. That's what we mean here. Sorry. We're just taking a break. Just breaking. And then last name, address, city, state, zip. We need all the details to enter a customer's detail into the database, right? First name, last name, address, city, state, zip. Want to look at this guy in the browser? Yeah, I know it's not fancy, but it's okay. It works for now. And then you need a button like this, right? Once you click on the button, all of this data you want to send it to server. That button is, there is something called an input type equal to submit. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Type equal to submit. And then look at here. It will show submit query by default, but you can change that submit query. I don't like it. I'll say value equal to that whatever is displayed on the browser, on the button. I'll say submit or add customer. See here, add customer. Okay, so I'm taking all the first name, last name, address, city, state, zip code, and then adding the customer. Sure. Now, all of this data will be sent to server. Right. Let me show you. Let's go to our servlet 2, which is our application, / if I want to go to this particular website, this particular HTML page, I can directly call my HTML page, add customer.html. I can directly call this add customer.html. This is not a servlet. We are not calling the servlet directly, add customer.html. But once you click on submit, where should this guy go to? This guy should go to, can one of you tell me, once I submit this one, all of this data should be sent to, all of this data should be sent to server side, right? All of this data should be sent to a servlet on the server. First of all, it has to go to server, and then obviously, what are the server side components? Servlets. So one of the servlet has to take it. Agree? Are you guys with me?
Yes.
So now
Yes.
this action is nothing but, hey, which URL do you want me to send this data to? Where do you want me to send? Here we'll say which action, meaning on the server side, where do you want me to send it to? Well, I want you to send it to /servlet2. We have to give our application context to, and then we'll say /add. What is the /add? We did not configure yet, but /add we will configure as a servlet. Exactly. We will configure that servlet. We did not configure that servlet yet. We will go ahead and configure that right now, but we did not configure it. Are you guys with me? So once I submit it, it tries to go to /servlet2/add. What happens at this point? Tell me. Can one of you walk me through it? When I call this under the hood, what is happening here? It is trying to call /servlet2/add. Who will take this request?
First, we'll check on the web XML. There is a
No. Wait. Who will take? Once I click on this one, it is passing all of this information to /servlet2/add. What is this /servlet2/add is a URL. Obviously, where would it check? Your servlet container will take this request and
check in web.xml.
Exactly. Your servlet container takes this request and it will check in web.xml for /add URL pattern. Unfortunately, there is nothing out there. That is why you are getting this 404, meaning, I'm sorry, boss, there is no servlet that is mapped with this /add. Are you getting it?
Yes.
So what you need to do is, since we wrote, we have taken Eclipse help before, we can do this time by hand. Okay. So we'll say servlet. I'll just close okay, or we can leave it that good. In servlet, So I'll give this a nickname. My nickname is servlet name. And then I'll the actual class. Okay, this is my servlet, and then I need to have a servlet mapping, right? And then I'll use a nickname for this nickname, and then this is the URL pattern. This is how I configure it. Now I'll say, what is my URL pattern? Tell me. Slash, one of you. Slash add. Excellent.
Slash add.
Thank you. And then what do you want to give the nickname? Add customer servlet? Sure. I'll use this nickname. And now, what does this nickname mean? Well, this nickname means please call my class com training amazon dot servlets dot add customer servlet. Make sense? That's it. So now now we got a big fat. Look at it. Understand what Tomcat is doing under the hood. Now it found URL slash add. It is trying to go to slash add beautifully. It found the nickname add servlet, add customer servlet nickname meaning add customer servlet this particular class. Now we got a different error. Class not found exception. Sorry boss, I couldn't find this guy. So it went one more level. Right? Now it's not that bad. We just need to add that particular servlet. Understand? That's why I'm doing it slowly and so we'll write actual class add customer servlet. I'm not using Eclipse this one because we know how to do it too. HTTP servlet javax.servlet.http, and then if you look at it, it is not do get and do post methods are not abstract methods. They're actually implemented in HTTP servlet. That is why it is not asking you to do anything. If you look at it, it is not forcing me. Compiler is not forcing me, hey, you have to implement these two methods, because the default behavior is empty, meaning it's nothing there. In do get, by default, it's there in HTTP servlet, do get and do post, but it's just empty. It doesn't do anything. You have to override and write. So I'll just say, since I want to do it in a do get or do post, doesn't matter really. Okay, let's say do get. I'm just overriding this guy. Okay, now look at it. I'm in do get. Okay, now let's go back. Let all of these changes be deployed in servlet. Just wait for that. Just restarting the server for the new changes because we changed the web.xml. Now let's look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Did you look at it? I'm in do get. I'm in do get. So what happened here? We did too much. Let's understand. Let's step back here for a second and then understand what happened. Created a small form. Once you click on add customer, okay, in the HTML we said that, hey, please take me to slash add slash servlets to slash add, and we configured in web.xml slash add means add customer servlet. Okay, and then it called the do get method. What does it mean? Can anyone tell me what it means? Once I submit here, once I submit this form, all these details have been sent to server as a get. Do you want to look at it in developer tools? F12. Look at it. Okay, this is what it is. This is a click on add customer. Look at it. /add, it's sent as a HTTP GET. That is why your do get method has been called. Okay, why is like that? I thought you were saying all the data will be sent in the forms like a post. Well, it does not have to be. And by default in the form here in form, the default method is get. That is why it has used, browser has used get. The default method is get. You can change this one now. Change this to post. Okay, and now take a look at it. Now post has been sent. See here, now browser has sent as a HTTP method post, and now we got a big fat 405. It's saying HTTP method post is not supported by this URL because it tried calling this do post method and we did not actually override do post. That is why it's saying sorry, it's not implemented. Okay, now let's do post. I'll just write a sys out. I'm in do post. Okay, now look at it. Okay, the changes are still not reflected, so let's look at it. Excellent, now it reflected. Now I'm in do post. Look at it, I'm in do post. Now it's sent as a post. And now if you look at it, this question mark also gone. Earlier when you use this get, it was question mark. Now we are here until this point. Now how come none of this? Okay, now this first name, last name, address, city, state, zip code have to be sent. Are they sent? Actually not yet. The reason is that we gave input type equal to text. We need to give what is the key value pair. We have the key and value pair, right? Value, we know whatever you entered in this form here, but what should this be bound to? What variable? What is the name? What is the name of that variable, or what is the key of that one? So input type equal to text, we have to give something called thank you, something called name. And here something like you can give anything, but in your servlet you can get request dot, oh we have used whatever, request dot get parameter. When you use this name, you will get the associated value, whatever you entered here will be sent. Got it? Name is very important attribute. Name. With that name, it will send like a name equal to value, meaning first name equal to Venkat. If I enter like that, okay. So first name, last name, address, city, state, zip. Okay. Now I'm opening up that Chrome here. Okay. So now your post has been, now look at it. That's fine. Let me enter some information here. Oops, sorry. Let me enter my name, my details. Okay. Something like that, okay? All of this information now is getting sent. But you don't see any of that in the browser in the URL here. It is getting sent. Okay? It is getting sent. Now, the whole information that I posted here has been sent to server. Which server? Which servlet here? Add customer servlet, right? So now, how does add customer servlet take this information? Can anyone of you tell me? I'll change this variable to request and response so that it'll be more reading. You can better read it. Now tell me, how do I get?
Parameter?
Exactly.
Request parameter.
I'll get this using request.get parameter. And now if I want to get the first name, what should be my name here? This guy. As is, whatever you have used in name, you have to use that one to get your first name, right? Now you got your first name. Now string, now you hold on to that variable. Okay? Last name, address, city, state, zip. Now you have to use all of this. Last, as is, whatever you have used in name, you have to use the same, including the case. It's a case sensitive. You have to use the same case. Make sense? Now I'll store this into a zip variable. I'll store this into a state variable. I'll store this into a city variable. I'll save this into address variable. I'll save this into last name variable. Yep. Now, do you want to print all of these details just for the fun to see what kind of variables are getting sent to server? Just for fun. This is good enough. Last name. City, I'll say zip. Right? Now look at it. Enter someone's details. Whose details do I enter today? Of course, it's all, we are not actually storing the details yet. So, Shaker. Okay. 321 some street somewhere. Okay. Add customer. Look at it. First name is Shaker. Last name is S. City equal to Dallas. Zip equal to 12345. I did not print all the details like address and state, but that. So this is how all the details have been sent from browser to server. Now, can one of you tell me what is the next step? What is my goal here? I enter all the details. I will enter all the details. Once I click on add customer, I want all the details to be stored in my database as a new customer. So what do I do?
Insert.
Go to the DAO.
We need to call the insert method of the DAO. Customer.
Okay. So let's go look at it and see what's happening. Customer. So tell me the code.
Customer DAO is equal to new customer DAO IMPL.
New customer
Sure.
deal, JDBC.
And then DAO dot create customer.
Create customer. Yeah.
Oh, this guy is not expecting the strings as is. It's expecting a customer object. So what do I do here? But what I'm getting from the browser is all the strings like this. But this guy is expecting a customer object. So what do I do?
You call build a string and
Tell me again, Antenna.
building the strings all and converting to an object?
Uma is saying
Please,
something array.
constructor, please.
You have all of these details here, but create customer is expecting a customer object. How do I create a customer object?
We can have the constructor.
Constructor, yeah.
Exactly. Why array here actually? Uma, let's
Instead
talk.
she that, yeah.
New customer.
Right? New customer. And then we have a nice little, what do we call here? We have a nice little constructor here, right? Well, ID. Unfortunately, we did not get the ID from browser. Shall we go get the ID from the browser also?
What I suggest is we can get to do the get over there, inline getting.
That's okay. That's okay. That's not a problem. Actually,
Okay.
before that, let's fix this ID. I want the code to be little readable, Sean.
Okay,
So
okay.
I prefer this one.
Okay.
People, 6 months down the line when they read it, I think it should be easy. So I'll call this as ID here. Okay. Now, how do I get ID here in my servlet? String ID equal to, oops.
ID equal to request get parameter.
This ID can be anything. This is our variable. I think everyone, I hope no confusion there. But what we need to use is exactly here. I have to use exact ID here. Whatever the name here, I have to use the same guy here. Sorry, in the double quotes. Okay. Now I got it. But ID, I got it in the form of string here. But here, ID is an int here. First, let's put a zip code and zip here. Okay, let's put a zip here. And then, see here, it is expecting, hey, I don't have a constructor like this. This constructor, the first one is int, everyone else is string. So what do I do? Unfortunately, servlet will only give, servlet is not converting for me. Unfortunately, servlet is not converting for me. For servlet, everything is a string because HTTP is a text-based protocol. Everything is a text. Everything is a string of characters, right? So I have ID here, but this guy is expecting int here. What do I do here? Anyone?
Typecasting.
Can we do casting?
How do I do
Use the
that?
parsing.
How do I convert from string to, yes.
Boxing, auto boxing.
No. That's totally different. Integer.parsent, you have
No,
in the
parsing.
form of string, and now you are converting into int.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, this is what Shovan is suggesting we do for everything. Directly request.get parameter first name here like this, but I'm saying this is not readable, so that's why I'm putting here. Even this one, if you are not comfortable, this is called inlining it. You can do it here itself. If you're not comfortable, what you do is, well, let's call this as ID string, and then we'll call int ID equal to integer.parseInt ID string. Okay, and now we got the ID. Now we can nicely put that ID here. Everything is nice. We created a new customer object. Now what do I do?
Pass that object.
Just pass
Customer object
that,
to the create
just
customer.
pass that object to our DAO, fancy DAO, which will everything takes care of whatever the prepared statement or regular statement. We don't care anything about it. At this point, we don't know. Servlet has no clue any of that. Unfortunately, it is throwing a DAO exception, but we will catch it and not do anything about it. We'll just print the stack trace and gives the feeling as if everything went really, really well. That's it. Seriously, that's it. It's that simple. Let's test it. Let's see if it works. So, customer ID. How many customers do we have so far? Select star from customer. What is the ID I can use is what I'm wondering. Okay, we can use fifth. Customer ID fifth. Earlier we removed Lena, right? Now let's add. I was feeling bad, so let's add. Right? And then address. Yeah, 123 Lena Street. Somewhere Michigan. And then we'll say 98767, 98761. Okay. Want to try now? Let's keep our fingers crossed and see what happens. I'm in do post insert into customer value. Let's see if it's really, how do we check if it really has, maybe we should have given some nice message here saying your customer detail, customer has been entered successfully or something. We will improve it definitely. But how do I quickly check to go? I don't have to go to our database. I don't have to use it. Hey, I have my list here. See here, Lena has been created. 123 Lena Street, somewhere Michigan, 98761. Fantastic, beautiful. Agree? Technically, there is a one small caveat. Not caveat really, but one thing that we don't do it in our companies. We did something here. One non-production code here. This ID is a primary key of a table, and we never ask. Actually, we don't want to expose this to our people in the browser. It is very unfair asking them to enter ID here. We should automatically generate this ID. In database, there is an automated way of generating an ID called sequence. There is a database object, like how we have table, like how we have views and procedures, functions, etc. Similarly, we have a database object called sequence. We can create that sequence. So shall we improve that? Shall we improve that? Let's did you all understand what I was saying? Thanks, Yuri, for pointing that out. We'll create it right now. In fact, create sequence. Okay, sequence name. We'll have to give some sequence name, customer ID sequence. Okay, because we are dealing with the customer ID, right? We typically give that your column name, whatever it's dealing with, sequence. And then you can do something called starts with. It is a start with. Start with. Currently we have how many people? 5 already, right? So let's say we have start with 6. Yeah, maybe. Oh, insufficient privileges. See, I have not given all the privileges. System manager. I have not grant all privileges. Grant all privileges to OMS. Everything. Okay. Now let's create a sequence here. Sequence already created. Excellent. Sorry. Commit. Now, at any point in time, if you want to see what is your current sequence, then you can say, you can actually go to here. You have, I'm sure you should have, like any other database objects, you should have sequences. If not, yeah, look at it. Look at this one.
User sequence, you can go to user objects.
1 second, buddy. There's something called sequences. Yep, look at it. Look at
that way.
Yeah, customer ID sequence created. What is the current value? This is the maximum value. This is the minimum value. The last number was 6. Okay. Now, what you can do is in Oracle, you can increment it. next value. Can you give me the next value here? Okay, we can say customer, your sequence name dot next val. There is a function, next val function, customer id dot sequence dot next val from devel, right? See, it's giving 6. Now, if you call again, it gives 7. Next value, what is the next value? So now that value is taken now. Okay, now last number. Oh, yep, 9, 10, like that, right? So now there is no conflict. But what we need to do is, rather than expecting this, we need to slightly modify our DAOs. Let's go slightly modify. Let's close all of these guys. Customer DAO JDB simple. In your insert, create customer. See here, insert into customer values. Now you're expecting from customer guy, right? Now, instead, in your first question mark, what you can say is, hey, it's not a question mark anymore. Rather, I know, you just insert this guy, customer ID sequence dot next val. That's all you need to do. But now your question mark numbers will be changed, right? Now the first question mark is first name, right? And now I removed ID though. I removed ID here because we don't expect from customer object anymore. 1, 3. Now are you guys getting it? Because there are only 6 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because ID we are taking it the next value, whatever the next value is, it automatically increments it. We never ask our customers to give their numbers. Even if they give it, we don't care. Okay, that's it. Now what we do is, since we thought it is not fair to expect that guy, this ID, open with, right click, open with HTML editor. I don't want to expect this guy, and also add customer servlet. I don't want to take this guy. I don't want to pass this guy. And in fact, new customer object. What do I pass ID now? Well, we have 2 options. Anyway, we are not reading this guy in our DAO. We are not reading this guy, right? So what we can do is we can pass any value. We can pass 0 here. Or let's look for wherever this ID is used. Select star from customers. Oops, sorry. Let's see wherever here we are using customer ID. Okay. Update customer also. Now we need to pass an extra one. I don't want to make those many changes. We have other ways to probably better improve it. The better solution could be is that go change your customer object, okay, and take out this int ID guy from the constructor. But I don't want to make those many changes. I'll just pass anything here. It doesn't matter because we're not reading from there, right? When you insert it. So that's it. I'm all done. So now we have these many people here. And now let's look for add customer.html. Now who shall we add? We removed Lena. We added her back. Now who do I add here? The first one, Jyoti. Let's add Jyoti. I don't think she's there, right?
I'm here. In the
no,
table.
in the system. In the system, you are not here. So this is her actual address. Whatever. I don't know. This is not actual address. I'm just Falcon Street. City is what city do you live in? You told me, I think. Dallas.
Austin.
Austin, okay.
Dallas.
Dallas.
Somewhere in Texas, yeah.
No, Dallas.
Dallas, okay.
No,
Somewhere
Dallas.
in Texas. She's like very, no, it's not somewhere in Texas. You be specific. And what's your zip code?
75035.
11377.
7503.
5.
Okay. I know. We don't want to give your true address. That is why we, okay. Identity theft. So I'm just joking. We don't want to take the real one. So now has been added successfully. Now customer, see the next val. Now 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. The 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 has not been used because they have been taken, and it automatically incremented because under the hood it has called actually the dot next val. Jyoti last name 987 Falcon Street, Dallas, Texas. Excellent. So now we don't want to go to database. We actually want to go to our nice website. Oh, Jyoti is here. And
Venkat, in the code, what was that 0 thing when you get to there?
Yeah, this one, what I'm saying is this customer constructor is expecting some ID.
Some ID there, yeah.
Okay. Rather than changing the whole customer and make it all messy right now, I'm passing 0 because this is not getting read by our DAO anyway, right? Right?
Okay. This is a dummy actually. It's
exactly.
kind of a dummy.
I'm sending a dummy customer ID. That's the right way to put it. Yeah. Okay. See here, I'm not reading it. Whatever you pass it, I don't care. We're only taking first name, last name, address, city, state, zip code. Because ID, I am using the sequence.nextval. Make sense? Now, one small improvement I want to do it. Anyone suggest what that one is? Our website is really good so far, but homepage sucks. We don't have a good homepage. So what we'll do is, and also user is remembering, the other day Venkat Krishna, I believe, he asked a question, so user is remembering slash add.html, add customer.html. How many times do you remember? Tell me. If you go to Amazon or anything, do you ever remember slash add customer.html or slash list? We don't want our customers to remember either, right? So let's take our customers to our home page, and there we show some nice little home page, okay? And then we will give options. Hey, list the customers, then click on that. Add the customer, click on that, and we will add them. How about that? We will link them to these 2 pages is my point. That's all. So without delay, if you all agree, let's create this index.html. This is our home page, welcome file. Web content I will create. Yeah. Maybe I should have saying file. I should have said HTML. So I would have gotten. Other goodies for free. Index.html. Sweet. Now we'll provide some nice little H2 saying that welcome to Amazon, the Earth's biggest store, right? We should have our own logo. Let's not use Amazon. Anybody has good names, we will build this store, throughout the course. I don't want to use Amazon. We can build our own, this one. Anyone has good style? Anybody wants to build anybody wants to build a company that's like Amazon? Our website is going to be next Amazon, okay? Or we beat Amazon. How about that? So what's the store name? Let's keep our rivalry name for now. Amazon is fine. Welcome to Amazon. That's biggest store. And then now we'll say if you want to look at our customers, right? Click here. That here I have to put it as a anchor tag, right? I'm writing some simple HTML. See this? Oh, I don't have a href there. Anchor tag href. We'll use h3 or something here. If you want to look at our customers, click here, right? It's nothing. So, and then if you want to add a new customer, right? If you want to add a new customer, if you want to add a new customer, we are not being polite here, so let's use please. That's unfair. Please click here. Okay, please click here. Let's change this guy. Very good. So if you want to look at our customers, if you want to list our customers or look at our customer, whatever that one is, please click here. So where do we take him here? Anyone tell me? In my href, I have to use slash servlet2 slash, come on.
That next one, that string.
Come on,
List.
slash list. Right? Now, people don't have to remember here and then slash list to go there. No, they just directly come to home page. This is our home page. Of course, we'll have nice little images and all that stuff. You do all that stuff. If you want to look at our customers, click here. Once I click on it, all I put is slash servlet2 slash list. Now, we're providing a link there, right? Now he's going back. Now, if he wants to add, we need to take him to that HTML page, right? How do I take it? Slash servlet2 slash, no, add is a servlet, Jyoti. But we have to first take him to the HTML page where he enters all the details. And then it will pass
it's slash servlet2 slash add customer.
.html. Agree?
Yep.
Sweet. Once you click here, hey, we are taking him. I know there is some, we should have given some gap and all that stuff. Those are all nice, fancy HTML. We'll do it. How about that? What do you think? Now you enter. Now user will only give this one. This is anybody's URL. Now we can bound all of this one to, we can deploy this in Amazon servers, and then we can give a nice, we can go to GoDaddy or someone and then get a domain name. And then someone says that AmazonRival.com. Okay, let's say our company name is, because we didn't build a company name yet, right? Let's say Amazon Rival. So when they go to AmazonRival.com, they'll go to this home page, index.html. It will say nicely, welcome to Amazon Rival, the Earth's biggest store. Okay, if you want to add a new customer, click here. That's a website with a pure, simple servlets. That's a really good, impressive website. Agree? That's it. So now can you see every single?
I have one question, Uncle.
Yeah. 1 second before that. So are you guys realizing now how we are connecting every single dot that we have learned in isolation? All these while we are connecting every single thing. Exception handling, collections, DAOs, database concepts, now servlets, everything. and everything in between. Okay, Shailaja, now.
Yes, yes, Venkat. Actually, in add new customer form, you have created a one button, right?
Mm.
Yes, add customer. In that, if you want to create one more button, delete customer. At that time, how to how to specify the triggering method in HTML file?
Good point. You want to delete a customer, that's a requirement, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about the implementation slowly, but what is your goal? Delete a customer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Typically, in my opinion, okay, I'm not huge UI guy here, but once you go here, I think here it makes sense to put it next to this guy, right? Each guy here, when you load the customer ID. So here, provide update and delete, which probably we can look at sometime. So once you provide your update and delete here, once you click on delete, you delete Yuri. Once you click on this delete, you can delete Venkatrakrishna. Once you click on this one, you delete Uma, or provide a link here itself to delete it. So I would say provide here in the list. In the list,
Okay.
I would say that's a better design rather than here. Here you don't want to provide because you don't only want to add. In ad screen, how many people do you want? I mean, generally people tendency wise in ad screen, do we want to put delete? No, I think when we list it, whoever is interested in showing, oh, Jyoti, oh, she's not working with us anymore. I mean, she's not our customer anymore. Let's delete her. How about that? Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
No, I'm just asking if the not that create form, if there is any other form like that. At that time, it has two buttons. At that time, how to configure that trigger method in a HTML file, in add customer, something like that. I think you have specified that method in method equal to get something create. Yeah.
Oh, here, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
right. That's my point, I believe. Maybe I'm not getting it. So you delete. Okay, you don't need to send all of this information to delete a customer. Are you with me?
Yes. Or
What do you
yeah,
need? What do you need to
ID
delete
is
it?
enough.
Exactly, ID is enough. That is why you don't need a form to delete, is my point.
Yes. Yeah. I
Okay,
got it.
so all you need is a single link with their ID. You don't need the whole form, Shailaja, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
All you need is a single link that can pass an ID to your servlet.
Okay.
Are you in agreement so far? Now, my point is that rather than using that page, that form, we will get to more complicated stuff later, but in your delete scenario, let's talk from the functionality perspective, right? Here, provide a link here, just a small link. Actually, since you're curious, we can actually do it also. It shouldn't take much time. In your list when you show it, right? See here. Now, when we read, see, we don't need to pass the customer ID from when we are creating a customer. But when we're reading a customer, we get the customer ID, right? So what we will do is, see here, after this guy, right, after the zip, okay, once we show all of this, what we can do is here, we can show, let's say, delete. Okay, look at it, how simple this one is. TD, I'm providing one more cell, and then here I'm showing anchor tag href equal to /servlet2 /delete. Okay. I'll use single quotes here. So /delete, and then I'll use question mark, ID equal to Okay. Customer dot get a come on. Sorry. Now Java code customer dot get ID. So I'm building the URL, small URL here, Sailaja, dynamically, right?
Yes.
So ID href equal, you don't need this guy, I think. Yeah, ID equal to customer ID. Now you got this guy. Yeah, I think that's it. So now we got the anchor tag. Okay, anchor tag href is done now, and then anchor tag is done now. Now we'll provide here our click. We'll say click. Like that. That's it. Look at it, how it generates. You already have all the information. I know it's little probably complicated. Go back and look at it. It's see here. Once you
click on that.
once you mouse over it, see here. Observe here. Okay, observe in the left hand side bottom. All of you. Okay. I'm just closing this guy a little bit. Observe in this area here. When I mouse over it, I'm leaving there mouse. Look at it. Localhost colon 9090 slash servlet2 slash delete question mark ID equal to 1. So Yuri's ID is 1. Now let's try mouse over to Jyoti. ID equal to 11. Mouse over to Shovan. His ID is 4. Lina's ID is 5. Uma's is 3. Venkakrishna is 2. Did you get that? Now all you need is, what do you need to delete a customer? What do you need right now?
Just ID.
You got it ID already. So what do you need here? You need a servlet that supports slash delete. That's it.
Yes.
You got it?
Yes, Venkat.
In fact, if we spend another 2 minutes, probably we can delete it. What we already have a slash delete, right? Let's go ahead and do it. Let's create a new servlet here. You know what? Let's do it quickly. Delete customers servlet. And then what's the path we gave there? Slash delete, right? Like that, right? And then it's a HTTP get there. If you really strictly talk the concepts in get, you are trying to do a delete. You don't want to, but that's totally fine. Now look at it. How do I get the ID? Request dot get parameter ID, right? Now I'll get ID string, right? Right? Now convert it. Int ID equal to, come on, integer dot percent, right? ID string. Now you got it, right? Now what do you do? How do you delete?
Call that devo.
What is that? Tell me.
I'm not sure which method. You delete customer, right?
Yep.
It's update.
Delete customer and then pass this ID. Simple. Okay. And now, okay, that's it. After this one, we want to actually take him to the list page again. But since I didn't talk about that concept, I will not do it today. So look at it now. Since you asked, we'll delete you, but you are not here already, huh?
Yes.
So let's add you first and delete it because you asked this functionality. So first let's add, you are also somewhere in Texas, right? Sailaja.
No, in Arkansas.
Oh, in Arkansas, huh?
Yes.
321 Arkansas Street, something like that. In which state? Which city?
It's Bentonville.
Oh, you are in Bentonville, huh? Is that where Walmart headquarters is?
Yes, Venkat.
Bentonville, Arkansas.
72712.
72712.
Yes.
Hey, we added you. And then let's go back to home page. All of this we should improve it, but we don't spend too much time on servlets because later on if you want to look at our customers, we have now Sailaja. Okay, now let's delete Sailaja. See, your ID is 12.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
if you want, you can go look at your ID and see you are here, right? Let's delete you. Let's look at it now.
Yes, it
We
is.
have to go back. Now let's look at if there are any errors. No. Rows deleted one. Hey, it's already deleted, looks like. Let's go to the database and then look at it. You're gone from the database. Now let's
Yes.
go to our home page. Let's look list. You're gone. So that's the punishment for asking. So did you get it?
Yes, Venkat.
I think that's reasonable
Yes,
to
Venkat.
delete that way, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A lot of UI people don't vote for this probably because it's. I mean, you want to put like you are deleting a customer. It's a big thing, right? So you want to put some trash can and then a red button, glaring, all of that. But we are simple people, so okay, we are done with the class. Any questions?
Venkat, so you don't, one thing, through the this thing, Java programs inside them, in the DO or anything, you don't execute any commit anywhere, right?
Don't. Because we are opening a brand new connection, and that connection, as I told you, has property of set auto commit to true.
Okay.
So every statement as it gets executed, it's automatically committed in the database. That is why if you really want transactions, you can do connection.set auto commit to false, and then you build your own transactions.
Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Venkat?
Yeah.
Shall we work on this one for the collaborative session? Shall we just do this, or do you suggest any other exercise?
It's a good point. Good point. Let's talk. Let's spend a couple of minutes here and talk about what would be the right thing to do.
Yeah.
What would be the right thing to do? Since I did customers, since I did all the hard work, it's not fair for you to copy paste all of my work, right? You build something on your own. So,
okay.
what I want to do is, how about we want to build anyway? Come up with a good name that is rivalry that beats Amazon. Okay. Come up with a good name tomorrow, and you discuss. This is for customers, right? Now, in Amazon, in our company, Amazon rivalry company, we have customers. Definitely, we found ways to add a customer, delete a customer, list a customer, etc. Now, in our store, we also have products, right? Right? We sell like products examples, like we sell iPhones, we sell iPads, we sell Apple watches. It's not only Apple. We sell groceries, or we sell computers, books, all the stuff, right? In our store, we sell all of this, right? All of these are called products, right? I think, right? So can you guys as a team divide and conquer before the next or tomorrow? Try to do this one product. Okay, so create a product DAO, product table. First of all, I'm leaving to your imagination what the table should be like. It's a simple product table, simple product DAO. You should be able to add a product, list products. You should be able to update a product. You should be able to delete a product, etc. And then add product servlet. And then same thing, list product servlet, whatever we did. And then delete product servlet. Can you do this one? Now, since these are the new topics, DAO and creating the table, all of these are very old topics. What I recommend is at home tonight, you guys divide and do this one. Okay, let's create a table called product. Let's create a object called product. Let's create a DAO called product DAO and DAO impl product DAO JDBC impl. You build all of that. You divide among yourselves. You spend a couple of minutes now and then divide among. Tomorrow, by the time you guys arrive here, you should have all of this. And now, then work on the servlets. It doesn't make sense to work on these ones in collaborative because you are already familiar with it. That is my idea. You don't have to take it, but it's okay. I want to see this one really. Any suggestions? Any thoughts on that? Approvals, disapprovals? I'm okay with anything. Antenna, you asked me a question.
Do we have class tomorrow?
No, this collaborative session, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree with what you said. So individually we'll work on the DAO for the product, and then collaboratively we'll work on servlets.
Yep, that's my suggestion,
yeah.
guys. That's all.
Yeah. We'll work on that.
Okay.
Venkat, can you look at my issue?
Yeah, Uma. All right.
Sounds good. Okay. Then, anybody has any questions?
Yes.
Well, give me a minute, Leonard,
okay.
Before that.
Okay.
From the class perspective. So. Anyone? Okay. If nothing.
Can we also include the update servlet?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Sky is the limit. Come on. Make it like a real Amazon. I want to see it. I want to be able to buy something there. Okay. Good. Now, the point is, that's all I have. Can you guys help Leonard? Actually, let's look at him. Let's look at his screen. Let me make you the presenter, Mr. Lee. Can you guys try to help rather than me?
It's relating to today's topic, and when I was following you, when I was trying to
first, Leonard.
Yes, I am.
Could you first check on the Java resource because there is some kind of error sign, and then.
1 second.
There are some compilation issues. First, let's look at them.
Yeah, and then try to start.
My screen. Okay. No, when I go to the list.
Yeah, can we look at on the Java resource folder? There is some compilation error there. So
you want to go over there? No, it's relating to different.
Yeah, goes here, and then goes here, and just open that one there.
Go to this one. Okay. You can look.
I will observe how you guys attack this one.
No, when I was trying to follow you, and when I was trying to override, it doesn't show me anything. Can you look at this?
Yeah.
So,
I wanted to try to.
Just do a control space bar.
Oh,
No. Take that guy out. Completely remove those 3 lines. Override and all that stuff. At override, protect wide, all that. Control D. Yeah. Take out the extra braces too. No, not that one. We need 1. Okay. Now let's go inside and then do a control space bar. No.
The override.
You don't do that. You don't do that.
Yeah.
Do a do get. First write do get. Method name. Control space bar. It helps you. Yep, that's it. Click on the first one. That's it.
Okay. Okay, and the same do post, yes?
Yep.
We can't do the same.
Okay. I will say.
And then let's put the logic here, either in the duplicate or.
But when I was trying to do this, okay, this server. Okay, this is. Okay, here. The name is something here.
No. First things first. First things first. Let's go to the web browser. So everybody, he's trying to go to /list. Okay. So, and he's getting 404. What does it mean?
Web XML, so there should be some kind of marking there.
Okay. So looks like your web.xml seems okay. Can you give me the control?
Yes.
Yeah, I requested. Okay, let's look at always the story always starts with the web.xml. Okay, first let's look at it to whether this guy has proper homepage, whether we have any. Oh, you have a homepage. Very good. If you want to look at our customers, please click here. Okay, /list is going wrong. web.xml. URL pattern /list, list customer servlet. List.
Click OK. I don't want to click OK. Click OK and after I can continue. No, on this, like you see. Oh, can I do something?
Yeah.
You can continue.
Okay. First of all, did you change something in web.xml? When you change something, typically you need to restart.
I changed something when I want. Okay, maybe you can restart first.
Okay. I always, before I do anything, I'll just do a restart first. Oops, sorry.
It's almost the same web page.
You're begin to chess, Carlson, and.
Are you interested in chess?
Are you begin to chess?
Yes.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Because I saw that you were using like website chess.com.
Oh, I was just yeah. I was just doing open homepage and then /list. Hey, see that? Your restart made the trick because earlier you made some changes and now it is saying class not found exception, buddy. Com training Amazon DAO. Look at it. Your package name is fully qualified class name is wrong. Com training Amazon servlets dot list customer servlets.
Oh, we need to change.
Exactly.
Okay, because first I created. We need to go to XML.
Go to. I would always copy paste. I'll not take any risk there. Okay, because I never trust myself. Oh, sorry. You're doing on your own something?
Oh, no, yes.
And then even the class name, I'll just copy paste a lot of times because
First, I created this class in different package, and after I moved it, and I didn't change it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Happens. And then a lot of times when you change the web.xml, it's always recommended to restart. Always recommended to restart. Okay.
But can we try right now, because it was not retrieving the data after before.
Yeah, let's look at it. Let's look at it.
Okay.
Hey, you don't have any data?
Yes.
Okay. Create the data. All set?
No, but I have the data, but it's not retrieving.
It is not retrieving the data. Okay, then it's something. Yeah. Oh, that's what your point? Okay, let's look at it.
Yes. That's what...
Get all customers. Select star from customer.
No, I checked it when I created my GDBC. No, and I checked it on my GDBC. Everything was working.
So what you're saying is you have the data in the database, but you're not retrieving.
Yeah. Can I show you something?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, show me.
This is where it was before. Okay. GDBC implementation demo. Yes.
Sure.
Here, I have the same method, like get all customers.
Yep.
And I can.
Okay, so you have you have the data here. Okay.
Yes.
Then let's look at here. Then let's look at your list. No, give me the control.
Okay, I want to close this method.
I'll do it. Don't worry.
Yes.
Oh, anyone can find out what the problem is? Anyone tell me what the problem is just by looking at it? No more screens, nothing. These look at this 10-15 lines of code.
Probably I didn't close like HTML body.
No, nothing to do with HTML. I'm giving that one also. Whoever gets it, I'll do something for them.
Okay.
So all the way from here, all the way from here, whatever I'm highlighting here, there is a bug. Anyone? All the people. Think.
Having 2 tries, and then it should be actually the above, like where you are calling, like there is a DAO get all customers and.
No. Nope. Constructor, no. For loop, no. Sort of thinking in the right angle, that for loop thingy, but think straight. Can I give a clue here? Look at this one. Look at okay. This is where the problem is. Look at this one here. For customers, this is excellent code. This is excellent line of code. Nothing wrong with it. And all the customers are here. All the customers are here. This is the customers variable.
But it didn't add in the for loop.
Huh?
Every time it's iterating, it should add.
Look at this guy, guys. List of customers equal to new error list. What does it do here at this point? What does it do?
It's creating a customer array list.
It is creating an empty bag, right?
Yeah.
You are looping through an empty bag. He went to database and got it, but he never filled it.
Okay, yes.
It should be asked.
Right? So, what do you need to do actually? I mean, you don't need this guy also here, but even if you keep it, it's not, it's slightly less efficient, but that's okay. See here, this is what you need to do. You fetched all the details from database with so much hard work. You're not assigning all of them to your bag. Are you? You are not.
No.
You're
Yes.
creating an empty bag and you're looping through an empty bag which has nothing.
Did I miss it when I was following you, or you have the other way to do it?
No, what I was doing was actually what I was doing maybe slightly. See here, what I was doing is I was not actually creating this one. All of this I'm putting into one single thing. I just have a straight call here. I am not actually creating an empty bag also. Directly,
Okay.
whatever I get it, I'm putting here, and then I'm looping through all of them here, like this. All of this I put it in the. But what you did is really good code. Okay, I have no complaints there. But you just created an
No,
empty
because
bag. Yeah, go ahead.
No, sorry, I interrupted you. Okay.
So you created an empty bag. You have this is excellent code, or you don't need this because you are already getting it from DAO and putting it right. So you can directly put this guy null also. At least if you put it null, you would have known that, oh boy, this is still null. At least I should assign it, right?
Yes.
So that's the deal. That's it.
Oh, thank you. Because when I was following you, I was a little bit behind you,
Got it.
I created it by myself.
Got it.
But I missed the code. All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
No problem. See, you got the
Okay.
you fix those
But
HTML.
I need to work with HTML. It's okay.
You fix it.
Yes, I'll fix this one. But I got the data. Thank you.
No problem.
Venkat, since we are still in the DAO, this thing, if nobody has any other question, then I'm gonna ask you something about the PLSQL code that I'm missing actually. I'd like to have that.
Right. I'll try one more time. I think you asked me before also.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I can do right now here. I don't know where that one is. But I'll spend good 1 hour today digging through all of my videos and find.
Okay, no problem.
I'll spend it. Yeah.
Okay, another question I had. That's if you deploy a project into your Tomcat, then after that, if you rename it, then will that get renamed in the Tomcat also, or what will happen?
It should, depending on the tool actually. Actually, let's go ahead and do it.
I have a reason for asking because that is from last year. Last year I deployed a lot of stuff into Tomcat. Like the codes, I mean, like I modified your programs and created my own and then deployed there. I still see them over there.
Right.
So now if I bring in your code to this year, new ones that are coming up, then if they are having the same name, then I better keep them renamed before copying from yours. So that's what I was thinking. What will happen? What repercussions will happen with the old code sitting inside?
Nothing will happen, Sean. It's more time doing it than actually talking. It's so simple. Don't get scared.
Okay.
So nothing. It actually happens because we know the fundamentals, right? See here.
Sure.
This is I changed the project name from 2015 to 2016 here, right? Look at it. If at all it did not change the module name, look at my module. See, path is servlet 2, your module name, document base. Yep. Everything is same. So now it works.
Okay.
So this is your Java project name, right? So
yeah, that's true.
So once we understand the concepts, we should be able to debug anything. That's understand the underlying things, so that and confidently go mess with it. What happens end of the day? Nothing, right?
Yeah, that's true. The thing is this that I do a lot of troubleshooting, so much troubleshooting, and one leads to another.
No
That
problem. That's
for
all
now, I
learning.
want to stay off of it because I'm a little busy with something.
I got
So I
it.
want to just get to the real core of the matter.
I agree.
That's fine. But thank you anyway. No
No
problem.
problem. So did you look at it just now what we did? Did you look at
Yeah.
what we just did?
Yeah. You renamed it, right?
Yeah, I renamed
You
it.
went there
Everything
and
works
you
magical. Exactly.
magical.
But if tool behaves, the reason is my answer may be, I may say yes today and I may say no tomorrow. Now,
Okay, these are not.
because
Yeah.
these are all the tool dependence, right? It's
And
concepts we need to understand. Tools we need to be able to play with it. And Eclipse may do it. The other JetBrains idea may not do it. So that's why these are all tool questions.
tool question, yeah.
You agree?
Yeah.
So, but we know the fundamentals. We know we can do any refactoring, anything. We know if we get 404 where to go, how to look, all of that. So that's why let's be strong on them. We can, with a lot of confidence, we should be able to change any of it. Anything. What can go wrong? Right?
Yeah.
So all of that is a learning. Whatever you are going through is a good thing. That's my point. Okay, guys. Have a good day. That's it. Thank you.
Okay.
Venkat, which folder are you checking in? Did you check in?
I did. This one, Java training venkat.googlecode.com. I think you should be able to do it. If not, I can help you.
Okay, 1 minute.
So that's the name that you are giving for servlet 2. Okay, that'll be fine. Then I won't have the problem. I can just check it out.
Okay. See you guys.
Sure.
Venkat, can you answer my question?
Yeah, I did actually.
Okay.
So
Okay.
thank you guys.